All right, welcome back. Another episode of the Weekend High Podcast. Man, it's good to be back. I'm a little, you know what? This is the Weekend High, and I'm a little jittery right now, so you already know I ain't got to say it. You know what it is. But anyway, anyway, we're doing our thing here, and it's been a big things, a lot of big things going on in the news. But before we get to that, how fellas, how was your week? Anything interesting happened to you?
Shit, all good around these parts. All positive. No road bumps. Nothing to speak of. We're happy to be here.
Oh man. Things is all good now. I had some little personal issues, but things are all good now. That's it. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Damn, y'all niggas, y'all crazy as hell. Swag, he's like, I had the road to. He just had a good week. C had a crazy week, but we back. I ain't gonna say it, but we back, man.
Yo, back on the lily pad.
Yeah, I had a pretty decent week. It was work can just kind of bog you down sometimes, trying to get all kind of stuff done. But man, throughout this work week, I know everybody been, pretty much hearing, pretty much the slap across the world. Will did his little
duel.
Yeah, a little tap on Chris Rock. And everybody, been putting their 2 cents in on how they feel about it or whatever. Of course, we're gonna throw our little 2 cents in too. So how fellas, so I know y'all seen it, everybody done seen it, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to go over it again. He, you know what I'm saying, keep your name, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Keep your name. And the funny part, he wasn't even sitting next to her. You know what I'm saying? That's the hilarious part about it. They weren't even sitting together and shit. He was all, you know what I'm saying? But he did what he did, of course. I don't think Chris Rock was expecting to get his ass slapped, but it's been people saying, it's fake. It wasn't real, it was staged. So how do y'all feel about the overall thing? First of all, that's my.
Overall, I believe it was real. I don't think it was staged, especially by the reaction from his brother, Tony Rock. So I believe that shit was about as real as it can get. I think he was not expecting him to show up there, especially after the other jokes that was made in behalf of Regina Hall, but speaking about their whole family situation and stuff like that, and how he was still available. He didn't react to that. So I guess Chris Rock thought it was all good to, do shit comedians do, tell jokes.
Yeah, no, I mean, the joke really wasn't that bad, but what you feel about Swag? What you think, man?
Well, when I first saw it, I was like, I hope this is real. I mean, I hope this is staged. I hope this is staged. But then by the time he got his second, keep my wife's name, it felt real. And to me, man, that tension right there was about as bad as a slap, man. I don't know. It was crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, really the joke to me really wasn't that bad. I mean, it was like, oh, she doing G.I. Jane too, and people were like, oh, well, she got alopecia. Everybody know alopecia, it's not a terminal illness. It's not a damn death sentence. Like if you go to the doctor. I mean, it can be, in the minds of some people as far as, looking fashionable or, but I think it's plenty of procedures nowadays. If you were going bald, I think you got like kind of a lot of alternatives. If you're a female more than a male, because dudes, we ain't go wear weave. Most of us ain't go. They got the man weaves now, the little units. I mean, with the glue and they shave the head. So I mean, I'm just saying, there's all kind of alternatives. You really, basically, if you don't want to walk around with the baldy, you don't have to walk around with the baldy. You know what I'm saying? You have other alternatives. I mean, mentally, it might fuck you up a little bit. Damn, I can't grow no motherfucking hair. But I know people who had alopecia and they would get the little steroid shots in their head and shit. And I know brother had it, and he could just rock a fade, a Ti. So you know what I mean. But I just I really don't. I think that was that whole thing was coming from another place. I don't really think it was the joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
I think
I honestly like the joke myself. I thought it was pretty funny. I thought maybe he relished in the laugh a little bit too long after, and I think that might allow mine to change. Because
yeah.
he's like a little bit. He kind of wrapped his elbow in it.
Hey, he pulled the
Reggie Warrington,
boy what Dave Chappelle did on the Professor and shit.
Yeah, he had a little bit of that in there. He had a little extra sauce in the laugh.
Right. I mean, I don't think the joke was that bad because think about it. Remember in Black Panther, remember the hardest sisters and the coldest sisters was the sisters with the no hair. Remember? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The little Amazon sisters, they was kicking everybody ass. Right. So it was really to me. And then if you seen, I never seen G.I. Jane, but I know. I mean, I seen a trailer before the motherfucker to know that. You know what I'm saying? It's about a woman who all strong like G.I. Joe and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I don't think it was a diss or it should have been taken that way. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, well, damn, the chicks in the Black Panther should be, you know what I'm saying, feel bad as hell. Yeah. I mean, but like I said, I still don't really think it had nothing to do with the actual joke. It was just probably, like you say, the build up of everybody. So how would you have handled that? How would you have handled that situation if you was Will in that situation?
Man. Well,
would you have got up and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock? I mean, because he really just, I ain't gonna say slap the shit. It just sounded like he slapped the shit out of him, just like that. You know what I'm saying?
He had the classic 4-finger smack.
Right.
It was a million different ways for him to handle that, man. I've heard a lot of different takes, and I like what Ricky Smiley said. He had said, shout out to Ricky Smiley. He had said caught him backstage and approached him there, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then they could at least given Chris a chance to, apologize for what he felt was the insult. And it wasn't even his joke, you know what I mean? It was a canned joke.
Right. Yeah, he reading the teleprompter and shit. Yeah. So you know what I mean? So I mean, I'm thinking like if you had that much problem with Chris Rock beforehand, then why be? I don't know why even like you know what I'm saying? Like if you already know, you get like, well, we got a little issues with him, so it might be a little tension there. So let's just keep it even keel. You know what I'm saying? Because we already know, because I don't think dude, he was trying to intentionally hurt nobody with the joke or nothing like that. But I do think that was just the result of that, like you said, that build up. Everybody. Everybody, basically she done trashed him on her little show. And we had all the memes of him crying and stuff. Then she slept with her, August Alsina, which is Jaden Smith's friend and shit. Right. Friend. So I think all the embarrassment, but when you're dealing with it, see, this is my thing. I think she's a narcissist. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, they're gonna make you always feel like it's your fault almost. You know what I'm saying? Like everything your fault, and then you got to prove yourself. You got to keep trying to prove yourself to them. So I think that was the thing of, because remember he was laughing at first. He was sitting his ass down laughing, and then the camera cut from him. So everybody pretty much know, like she probably looked at him a certain way, and like, oh man, well, now I want to prove to her that I'm the man. I'm a man. I'm a strong dude. I'm not gonna let nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like. And she could have really just did it that whole. I mean, it really wasn't a problem. Like, even if she felt a certain way, like you said, he could have just approached him after the show or behind the scenes and be like, that, damn man, me and wife having problems or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Please, let me live because I got to deal with this month.
Yeah.
Like that.
Mm-hmm. But myself, I probably would have gave him the finger from my seat. Right. He'd known I would have liked it, but
exactly
afterward, yeah. I mean, if it had gotten it to me like that, but comedians supposed to get carte blanche when it comes to, that's their job. Is to, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, your job is to tell jokes, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like I said, I don't think that was that. It was just the fact that he get, his wife's a narcissist. I feel like, I don't know for a fact, but I mean, she got all the tendencies to be a narcissist, and when you controlled by like a narcissistic woman, you gonna do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, it says basically, here are some of the symptoms, and they vary from person to person, of course. Monopolizing conversations, impatient, angry, unhappy, depressive, mood swings when criticized, easily disappointed when expected, important and not given, always craves for the best in everything, attention whoring, you know what I'm saying? And think about it, she has done a lot of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Damn, that
her
sounds like
career.
every female, man. God damn. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because for real though, her career, you know what I'm saying, ain't nowhere near his. Like, think about it. It's like, if Jada would have never even got with Will, man, she wouldn't even have no fucking career. Let's be real. What role she was gonna get, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't for him? Like, with her linking up with him, that helped her motherfucking career.
That changed her station.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the last movie for her might have been Minister Society that we seen her in, if it wasn't for her. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real, So,
man, I don't know. She did okay and Set It Off.
Yeah, she did good to Set It Off. I love one of my I love her Set It Off.
But I mean, outside of that, hood movies. Being with Will got her out of hood movies and elevated.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the woos and shit.
Exactly. Yeah. That got her into the Matrixes and all those type of movies.
Hell yeah, also she in ensemble films with Queen Latifah.
And even in those movies, even in those movies, she really don't have that big a status. Like, she ain't nowhere near. But you always see her kind of putting herself like next to Will, like as far as an actress or status wise. It's like, no, you ain't on his level. You know what I'm saying? You get that treatment because you his wife. You know what I'm saying? So
hell yeah, and hey, let me say this, man. I think that every unfortunate thing that has happened to Will is surrounded around her. It's not really, Will doing what they talking about. It's about her. And then there's got to be, I know this is risky, but it's got to be a Samson metaphor around here somewhere.
It
seems like all the negative things in his career or life has been coming from her.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly. It's
a reverse Delilah type situation.
And then another thing that's another trait of narcissists. It says that a lot of narcissists try to play the open relationship card. You know what I'm saying? They like to have that open. You know what I'm saying? They
and
she introduced that to the relationship.
Really, they're the only ones that's really having the open lifestyle.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I'm sure, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, but, like I say, once again, Will allegedly, he got the quote unquote fruit booty, moniker on him. Like, he kind of go, he bats on the left and the right.
Hey, I think that's it might be another thing on Jada's wish list. Who knows?
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Turning him into a fruit boot pirate.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what? It could be that. Like, a lot of times they were saying they was weird and stuff. But let me ask you this. Here's a serious question though. Should you protect? Because you heard a lot of sisters say, "Oh, he protected his queen. He protected his black woman." And shit. Should you protect black women, even though they may be toxic? Should you protect them even though they may be toxic? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, is protecting a black woman the same as protecting that hood rat bitch over there? You know what I'm saying? Is that the same?
I don't think they should even made it a black woman thing at all, man. They just said the toxic ass woman is just a toxic ass woman. I mean, let's be real. I mean, at the end of the day, if he was a regular ass dude, his ass would have got cuffed up. They would have argued with his ass like, "Oh no, can you please leave, sir? Can you please go?" No, they wouldn't do none of that shit. So, I mean, as far as protection,
So so that's what I'm saying. Should you protect a black woman even though she could be toxic? Like, let's say you was out, right? You know what I'm saying? And you seen the sister out there talking hella shit, you know, in a bar or something like that. And then she slap a motherfucker, slap a dude. And then the dude, like, bow, he drop her. Should you run to her aid? Because you just heard her.
When you put it that way, it really ain't much of a question.
Because you know what I'm saying, you in the bar, you didn't see the dude mess with her or nothing. She just came up to him, started cussing him out, and he like, "Hey, sister, chill." And then she slapped the dude, slapped him 2-3 times.
Oh man,
no.
Yeah,
so
yeah, but
you run to his, because you not, remember, you ain't supposed to hit a woman. So you know what I'm saying. And in that situation, she probably was wrong, but should you run to her aid? Or if you her dude, should you run to her? I mean, definitely if you're dude, you don't have to run to her aid, I guess, right or wrong, you know what I'm saying, then deal with her in the car, you know. But so is that acceptable? You know what I'm saying? Is that, you know?
Well, I mean, honestly, there's really, society has formed that there's really no answer to that question, because we're supposed to, represent our women. But there's been many a guy that's lost his life in that very scenario on some toxic shit. You know what I'm saying? The toxic thing, be it a black woman, white woman, bald woman, Afro woman, you know, chicks is toxic, you know what I'm saying? So um it would be weird. Now that extremist scenario, the way you brought it up at first though, like, let's just say your girl, you and your significant other is out together and they on some drunk, you know, self-absorbed toxic narcissist.
It ain't gotta be let's say it's your sister. Let's say you got a sister. It ain't gotta be your significant. Let's say it's just your sister.
I mean, if you sit there looking at her picking up teeth, it's one thing. But you know what I'm saying? But, like, if she just run her mouth to some guy and get told off about herself because she's stepping on the line, then, then you might be able to let it breathe a little bit to let them know if they want to see themselves in a situation, see yourself out the situation too. But
Okay.
but when it comes to blows exchange, there's really no answer,
Well, we both seen fails like that with Danny Lee's getting beat up in a bowling alley by the baby. Going there to protect his toxic sister and all that. So that shit is kind of...
Yeah, that bowling alley video, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that dude, he ain't kind of had no choice, and he knew he was running into a buzzsaw. But you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We all know some or heard stories or grew up around with people, that dudes that went to jail over females, then died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Over, like, even if it ain't they significant other or not, they didn't, try to protect some, chick out there, and then boom, boom, they get blasted or whatever like that. So so do you think it's ever, I mean, in certain situations, I get it. Like, if you got to protect your woman, if harm is coming your way, physical harm is coming your way, you got to defend yourself. But I'm talking about, like, in this situation, she just gave this motherfucker a look, and he ran on stage and slapped somebody. So what would you do? What would you do if you were in a toxic relationship where a woman was running your ass?
Man, you gotta consult with yourself, yo, people that's in your circle, and just, like, really, because sometimes you can be blind to that shit, that how toxic she is, and really come full circle, like, you shouldn't even be in that situation. Like, it's time to go.
Hell yeah. Because love is the ultimate blinder,
It's gonna be two negative situations, and you ain't gonna win either way. Somebody gonna beat your ass, or she gonna get somebody to beat your ass, or she gonna beat them pockets. So there ain't no win. So just get the fuck out of there. That'd be the only win you can get, is leaving.
There you go.
Yeah, it's two schools of thought to it though, because what you're supposed to do is a big part of, we recently talked about being pre-programmed in situations. And then, what I'm saying, the way it should be, when you think about it in this scenario, I mean, the whole red table talks, that bringing her side of the story to the forefront, where Will didn't always play by their rules. You know what I'm saying? You got that, then you ain't shit in bed, but you
Yeah, she did say that.
Damn, she said that
also
shit.
got this nigga.
Yeah, she said that.
Hell yeah, this nigga will never be Tupac. He got that too. And
She
all in
said
this
that.
moment when that shit bubble over, all Will is hearing in his head is this shit. Then she got to look at displeasure. He said, well, I guess I got to go fulfill the ghost of Tupac's past and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah,
you know,
that was a good point. Go ahead, see.
Nah, he was like, what would Pac do in this situation? He got up
Yeah,
there.
What would Pac do?
He tried to do his casino walk.
Yeah, but that was a good point you made, Swag. I forgot about that point that she did go on Red Table Talk and say that she wasn't satisfied with him in bed. Now think about this. It's different if she told him that in the comfort of their own home. And that's family business. That's between them, and that's maybe something they could work on. But like, if your woman were to go on that, if your wife was to go on national TV and tell everybody in the whole motherfucking country and the world that she wasn't satisfied with you in the bed, you know what I'm saying? How would that make you feel? And then too, every dude, you know what I'm saying? Because there's some hating ass motherfuckers out here that love to break up. They're like, oh shit, I'm about to smash shit. You know what I'm saying? So how do you think Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Like if you make it to Hollywood, you're like, man, shit, I probably smash Jada because she ain't happy with Will. Shit.
Yeah, I would walk across the street to fuck Jada, man.
You know, I mean, I wouldn't either. But, I wouldn't walk, past the fire hydrant. But I feel like, I mean, because that I don't even want to get into that part. But it's gonna be, put it this way, ran through. You know what I'm saying?
He's on the blue outside of the game.
Allegedly. Anyway.
Allegedly.
But yeah, how do you think you'll handle that though? See what you. He in the metaverse.
Oh, look at him.
He metaverse. That nigga is
NFT. Look at him.
He is an NFT.
Yeah, he's going.
He'll be back, y'all. He'll be back, y'all.
Got him. Got him.
But man, but for real, yeah, if you in the toxic, I've been in the toxic relationship. I've been in situations like that, man. And the best thing I can say from experience is just get the. Excuse my language, y'all, but I'm gonna say get the fuck away from that motherfucker, man. Like for real, because your life, like when you with somebody like that, that's always, it brings your quality of life down mentally too. You know what I'm saying? You like your confidence level is low as hell. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that talk to your woman, you pretty much ready to jump on them because of that. You know what I'm saying? How things going, So the best thing to do in that situation, man, I think he should just go ahead and get the fuck on, man. Get it,
Especially in Will's situation, man, because I honestly feel like, I ain't gonna lie, a little bit of relationship heartburn ain't bad, and it keeps things from being boring.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you got them foods that's your favorites, and the best gonna give you heartburn, the garlic and the Italian.
Yeah.
Like that, the onions and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you have to mitigate the level that the toxicity manifests itself in the relationship. It's good to have a little heartburn because it keeps your mind sharp and it keeps things from being boring. But you have to have your fail-safes in place for situations like this. But in Will's situation, I hope Will kicks the fuck rocks. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. Yeah. I mean, no bueno. She has zero accountability. That's a thing for me. I'm big on accountability. Even when you fuck up, own up to that shit and we can move past.
Right.
But then you gonna blame me for your shortcomings as a person.
See, that's where, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, she has zero and demon qualities to me. I mean, that's just how I feel. She's a character. If this shit was a movie, we'd be wishing she'd be dead by the end of the second act.
Right, man. I mean, definitely. You said it. I mean, hey, put it down. You speaking hot fire. You put it down. you put it down there. But yeah, with narcissistic people, and I'm like I say, I don't know for sure, but I'm just saying she got a lot of the traits. If you look up the traits online,
Nigga, she
um,
checked all the boxes. That's
yeah, she demands excessive admiration, love to be the center of attention. You know what I'm saying? They'll be overly concerned with the opinion of others. You know what I'm saying? Confidence is understatement with these type of people. You know what I'm saying?
and then hold on, I want to stop you. And then Will Smith at the point at her eye roll, he decides what he knows being in the business that long is fighting the Leviathan, some black on black on stage crime, to go back and to be look like she was mildly pleased and not even a change in body posture. And he did that to please her. And now his shit is in total limbo his entire career from this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 Now here's some tips. I got some tips. I found some tips online.
Hey, press
How
like
to,
subscribe.
how to deal with a narcissistic partner or loved one. You got a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. First thing, now if you intending to stay in that type of relationship, like Will, everybody like, oh, he ran with his woman. Number one, don't trick yourself into thinking that he or she genuinely cares. You know what I'm saying? If you're dealing with somebody who's a narcissist, most of those people are emotionally detached. So don't trick yourself into thinking they motherfucking care about your ass, because they pretty much they're not built that way. Acknowledging the emotional attachment is the first step in learning to live your life free of narcissistic control or abuse. So the second one would be establish boundaries that you are comfortable with and stick with them. You know what I'm saying? Narcissistic people tend to want things their way every time. So like how she gave his ass that look, you know what I'm saying? You got to take control, and you got to set up boundaries. They usually want to take up your time, keep your mind busy with things that are about them. So it can be difficult to say no. So nevertheless, you have to worry about your own emotional well-being. So you need to establish boundaries. 3, if you don't want something used against you, don't share with your narcissistic boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want something used against you, because you know what they're going to do, they're going to use that shit against your ass. And I know I've been, generally they use it to belittle you or a form of manipulation to get their way. So if you share something personal, even embarrassing, with your narcissistic spouse, there's a chance they will use it against you if they think it can further their own agenda. 4, don't argue. You likely will not win. This is a fact. It says narcissists generally love to argue just to prove they are right. Winning an argument against you is one way a narcissist can show you their mental superiority. So the more you argue, the more the narcissist will find reasons to belittle you, make you question your own sanity and your own self-worth. So the old agree to disagree method is something a narcissist is going to buy. Basically, they often see things in black and white, negative and positive. You either agree with them or you don't. Either way, arguing generally is it's not going to work with a narcissist.
You agree with them or you wrong type situation?
Huh?
You said agree with them or the wrong type situation, right?
Yeah, you got to agree with their ass. It's either right or wrong. Either you agree, either you against them or for them. That's how it ain't no black and white with it. Ain't no fucking reasoning, no logic, none of that. Oh, okay, so we got C back here, back from the metaverse, C money. But we're gonna start over right here. We were just going, just couldn't bring you in. We were just going over we acknowledge pretty much Jada. She checks all the boxes to be a narcissist, right? Most people, you know that pretty much. See, and now you know how people say, well, he's just protecting his queen. They should stay together. We saying, of course, if you were a narcissist, the main thing to do is get the fuck away from that person. You said that too, ain't it? But if you choose to stay with a narcissist, we're going over the 12 things you should do to, as far as like tips, if you're gonna deal with a person like this. So the first tip is, number 1, don't trick yourself into thinking that he or she genuinely cares. Because narcissistic people, they rarely have genuine feelings for others. They really don't give a fuck about your ass. They have emotional detachment. Huh?
I just said, nah,
You ever dealt with
you reading this shit.
It's a brutal honesty, but I mean,
yeah, I mean, for real, I bet. Have you ever dealt with a woman like that? Have y'all, either one of y'all, ever dealt with a woman like you already know this bitch on bullshit, man? I got a motherfucking, I just not give a fuck about what she do. You know, I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying?
you don't really know that you in it until you start losing yourself so much, and you're like, damn, I'm just like so fucking out of character, out of myself and shit. Until you realize you putting yourself in situations where you almost getting killed and shit, and it's like, wait a minute, like what the fuck am I doing for? This all for
Exactly. That's like the 5 Heartbeats. Always gotta prove my love to you. Remember, big ass dude. Always gotta prove my love on 5 Heartbeats. You know what I'm saying? Or was that? Yeah, that was 5 Heartbeats or that Temptation. I can't think of which movie, but yeah, man, that they if you're gonna play with a game chick or a person like that, you gotta kind of leave your feelings like because they really don't give a fuck like that. You know what I'm saying? Then the second thing, we said was establish boundaries that you are comfortable with and stick with them. Because narcissistic people tend to want their things their way. You know, every time they want their way every time. If you don't learn how to establish boundaries and be clear about the behavior you will or will not tolerate, it will be easy to feel overwhelmed by narcissistic people, spouses, never-ending battle for power. So the main thing you want to do is set up boundaries. And now, see, that's what Will should have did. So when she gave him that look, he should already have boundaries and gave her a look back like what? Man, if you only boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't test me up in here, man. I know I'm about to get my award and shit. This is my moment and stuff. You ain't about to fuck this up for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll deal with this after the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got, I would have walked over to her, whispered in, we'll deal with this after the show. If you don't like it, then you can leave or whatever you got to do. But you're not about to spoil my moment tonight. You know what I'm saying?
He messed his whole moment up because he knew he was going to win.
So, and I would tell her, like, and I deal with Chris after the show, too. You know what I'm saying? I deal with him after the show. And if you don't like that, you know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not about to mess up my moment. After all, how hard I've been trying to get the Oscar or whatever, But back to the list. Now, if you're dealing with them, like you said, you got to set up those boundaries. Now, 3, if you don't want something used against you, don't share it with your narcissistic spouse. Narcissists generally use belittling as a form of manipulation to get their way. If you share something personal, even embarrassing, with your narcissistic spouse, there's a chance they will use it against you if they think it can further their own agenda. Y'all agree with that? Have you ever encountered that?
Right, I haven't, but that's so hard to do, especially when you're married. Like the person that you're supposed to be really close to, and they know all of the stuff that you've been through and go through, and if that person is a narcissist and that's some petty ass shit, put that shit, keep throwing it in your face. I mean, it's fucked up.
Or use it to manipulate you. Yeah.
But the tough part about that is that if you're gonna have a marriage that has a chance, you have to be totally honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure that you're at least tipped off to the fact that you're about to marry a narcissist, and but yeah.
Now, but don't the narcissists, they got, because like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why we say, hey, get the fuck away from them. But like I said, if you're gonna stick in there and try to deal with somebody like this is what you got to deal with. You're gonna have to, like, you may not, you can't share your soul and heart and all that with them, and like how when you was 5, you was scared of the boogeyman and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be out with your friends, and let's say a lightning storm, everybody out to dinner, and the lights go out, and they come on like, oh, my scary ass husband, his ass is scared and shit. When he was a kid, he was scared of the motherfucking boogeyman. You okay? The boogeyman go, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll go in on you. You be like, damn, I can't believe she told her.
Hey, but that's textbook for them to use your Achilles heel to rub your nose in.
You know what I'm saying? Or just like, remember, what's the one movie where, you know what I'm saying, was Kevin Hart, and then she told everybody he eat ass and shit. Remember that? What was that movie?
Think Like a Man.
Yeah, yeah. He was like, yeah, you gonna tell everybody out here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't want nobody to be blowing raspberry.
You know what I'm saying? Like saying your bed, or look, like let's say, you know what I'm saying, your wife do your laundry, she can see a couple of pairs of your skid mark ass drawers and shit, and then one day, you know what I'm saying, y'all eat a Sunday, y'all out for eating shit. That Sunday, that syrup on that Sunday, oh that should remind you of something when I clean you know what I'm saying, drawers.
Hey, nigga, hey, I'm gonna put myself on the table, nigga. I got a nickname because of that shit. I got put on the front. Nigga, guess what my nickname is?
Oh shit! Hell
no. Yeah, that shit happens.
I'm just saying, like, you know, that stuff you want to, you know, most of the time that stuff you want to keep between you. But like, if you choose to be with a narcissist spouse, whether male or female, that's what you got to deal with. You know, dudes might tell how like, oh man, she be using all kind of goddamn her tampons be all in, and you know, telling her girlfriends, oh man, when y'all don't be around, she be talking all kind of shit about y'all. She, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
like revealing old childhood secrets that you told them in confidence. Like, oh yeah, that's why your uncle played with you.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that didn't happen to me. I'll just use that as a scenario.
Hell yeah. Get out of here. Yeah. Go to number four. Don't argue. You likely won't win. Says narcissists generally love to argue, just to prove that they are right. So winning an argument against one is, you know, it's going to pretty much be next to impossible because they want to showcase mental superiority. So, you know, don't argue with no narcissist. It's a been there before, non-winning situation, man. You might as well just nod your head, you know, just go about your business. Number 5, accept who you are, even when they won't. People with narcissistic personality disorder usually have no empathy towards others. Your spouse may exhibit some superficial charm or even engage in love bombing, but in reality, they may not care about your desires or any personal motives you have. You must be able to accept yourself for who you are and to know, you know, and then whether they appreciate you, you need to take care of yourself and protect your own emotional health. Don't. I mean, you know, it just sounds like a toxic. It sounds like a toxic situation. I mean, like I say, been there around. I was with a narcissist myself, and you know what I'm saying. No matter what, you ain't gonna never. I don't think you gonna feel good about shit until you get the fuck up out of that situation. Especially if that person has offered up a open relationship situation. So that pretty much mean they already cheating on your ass, and they try to use that to justify.
He's trying to give you a chance to find a way to live with it. You know, that's
exactly
about as good as it's gonna get. But you know, I'm saying, hey, but I don't want to let Will totally off the hook.
Yeah, we're not gonna let Will totally off the hook. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, because you know what I'm saying. What things happened in that moment is, I think things got too loud for it. You know what I'm saying? In peace, you have inner stillness. Now, I don't practice yoga, but there's some things about yoga that's tight, you know, to me, and that I like to tear a page into. But you know what I'm saying? He had a lot of noise. And like I was mentioning to you, all that shit he kept hearing in his ear when he looked at the look of displeasure, you know, to the joke. And he reacted based on all the noise he heard. And all he hearing is bells and whistles. And it was like he just did basically a worst case scenario type deal. But you know, the responsibility of that is on him to find what quiets the shit down for himself.
I mean, yeah, remember, this list is for somebody who chooses to stay with that narcissistic person.
Yeah. That's what
he gonna have to find some way to quiet down. But I think we all in agreement that you shouldn't even just try to really be with nobody like that, because it is gonna be hard. But you just have to accept these things. They're saying basically these rules here. This is what you're gonna have to deal with and accept with being with that type of person. So number 6 now, don't take things personally. Because that type of spouse, a narcissistic spouse, not gonna take it personal. So don't take things personal. We're gonna go to 7. You don't need to justify every action. You know, because narcissistic people tend to love to make you question your own thoughts and feelings. So Will don't need, you know, he need to get that out of his head. Don't just try to justify every action.
AKA gaslight.
There you go. You know, and how y'all feel about those 2 things?
My one thing I did notice, like through her reaction after it all happened, like you can see the acceptance of that.
She was laughing because she was laughing about it.
Yeah, it's like either one, A, laughing because I know I helped him fuck his career up, or I enjoy when I seen him acting this way. Like, do y'all think he was rewarded for this behavior when he got home? Probably. Like, she probably liked that bullshit.
Well, you know what? You think about it now. She has narcissism. If we're thinking, you know, we're looking at this. Not to say she is. We don't know if she's a narcissist or not, but she fits the box. Now, if she's a narcissist, she not. I don't think it was. I think she could be happy. I fucked this career up too, but she could also be more like it's about her. Like, oh, Chris Rock thought he was gonna talk shit about me. That's why I made Will go up there and slap his ass. It's about, you know what I'm saying? Then she internalized it's about. You see what I'm saying? Like because remember she had an issue with Chris Rock before. Everybody was saying Will did. It was really her. You know what I'm saying? So in the past, he had an issue with her. So in her head, like, that's why my husband wouldn't slap your punk ass. You know what I'm saying? But is she really happy for Will from slapping him, or is she more happy like, nigga, like my name is defended? You see what I'm saying? Like you think, you know what I'm saying? I get somebody come and slap the shit out your ass. You don't talk about me. It's about me. You feel me? So, because I've been in those situations with somebody like that who has been like a narcissist person, and you know, we'd be somewhere, and then it'd be like a feeling of a motherfucker trying to sick you on people like you a dog and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you don't realize it because you're thinking, oh, I'm protecting this loved one. I'm protecting my loved one, right or wrong, like I'm supposed to, right? But then when you leave that person, look back at it, you like, damn, they were just using me like a gun, so to speak. Oh, let me sick this nigga on you. Let me sick my, you know what I'm saying? Even though I don't show this motherfucker love and respect, I still can sick this motherfucker on you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because this person is longing for my attention solely which they are supposed to because they're your spouse. But so they're gonna do whatever I say because they feel that's gonna make them look good. So in Will head, oh man, if I go and slap old boy, that shit might give me some pussy tonight.
And I'm sure it did.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I know it did.
You know what I'm saying?
Like it's like you see that as an opportunity to express his fealty to her.
Exactly. Now she ain't got to talk about Pac all the time in the crib. She can talk about how the time I slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Right? Love the negative shit he did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, we don't know how many times they probably walked to the crib. Oh, I remember when Pac was alive, he did this. I remember Pac was alive, he did that. I remember Pac was alive, he did this. And, you know, I think it was reports allegedly that she said that, you know, they never had a physical relationship. Get the fuck out of here. Pac hit that shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no way. And she was single at the time. Think about it. She wasn't even married at the time. So I know, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no way.
Yeah, she was Jason's leg jump off.
Man, come on. You know Pac. Man, come on. Let's be real. Come on now.
Man, like, and she has smart, man. Maybe
we're talking about a person who, you know, has that open relationship reputation, like likes to be swingers and, you know, stuff like that. So I'm sure Pac got you know what I'm saying, got to do his thing, whatever he did. But that's none of my business. But anyway, let's go back to the list, fellas. I'm getting off to task here. So now 6, don't take things personally because they won't. So and I used to hear that a lot too when I was with them. Like, why you take everything so personal? And I was be like, damn.
Yeah, you said strictly business, nigga. You taking the L.
Exactly. A narcissist may feel
bought into this shit.
Exactly. See, a narcissist may feel like you may make you feel like things are personal and can often leave you feeling emotionally attacked. As frustrating as this may be, it's important to remember that this is all part of the game for the narcissist. If you're willing to put up with the emotional turmoil that a relationship with a narcissist spouse brings, you can play the game. You got to play the game. However, when you decide that you don't want to put up with this behavior anymore, you may find someone else who will. You know what I'm saying? Or they may find someone else who will. Basically, I used to hear that like, they say they replace you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they can get somebody else to play their little game. Now 7, we're just going back over again. You don't need to try to justify a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll try to have you, explaining every little thing like you done did something wrong and shit. You ain't did shit. So 8, ignore the tantrums if you can. Now, a narcissist spouse usually thrives on getting reactions from you by causing you to lose control, and they gain control. One of the most effective ways to deal with this behavior is to ignore them. So that's what basically Jada did. They caused him to lose control, and she gained the control. Because think about it, ain't nobody really talking about her. So he will losing all the shit. Don't be fooled though. A narcissist person tends to be cunning and knows how to say and do whatever it takes to frustrate you. If you just leave the room or even go for a walk to get away and clear your head, ignore the tantrums when possible. So what do you guys think about that?
Hey, that's a very good approach, and that's similar to an approach where I choose to say, hey, this is your roller coaster ride. I'll be here on the platform when you get back.
Exactly.
Damn.
What you say, Steve?
I'm like, can that work?
Yeah,
Exactly. Supposed to ride.
Hey,
I mean, let's be real. It's a hard life, man. You know what? It's a hard life being with a narcissist. Like if you already know that person is that
with
way,
them every time,
and you choosing to stay. Because think about it. Will is choosing to stay because remember what they the ones the quote unquote who started that divorce is not an option. Man, yes the fuck it is. If I'm mentally fucked up and ain't living good and lost myself, man, it is an option.
Man. And then that's the sad part about it is I think we looking at Will Smith a mid meltdown. It's probably gonna get worse before it get better.
Yeah.
Hey, never too late to leave. You saw Anthony Anderson.
Yeah, man. That's what I was saying. See, man, I hope this motherfucker kick rock because at the level of their platform with they're standing in the world's biggest fishbowl because they got their shit right there on the red table, front page. All their shit is out there. That's just too big a platform for you to be able to get through that in a mentally healthy way.
Right, man.
Now, on the day-to-day, me, you, and our situation, in real life, IRL, as they say, there's a chance that you can deal with being with a narcissist because you don't have all those prying eyes into the situation. But, it ain't for everybody.
You saying on their level, it's going to be more intense.
Yeah, ain't no way it can work out on that level is all I'm saying.
Because that number 8 rule is exactly what happened. It said, remember, everybody ignore the tantrums if you can. It said narcissistic spouse usually thrives on getting reactions from you. So she got a reaction from Will. You know what I'm saying? She probably was getting moist and shit when that motherfucker got on. Oh, he really gonna do it? He really?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, damn.
They say after the whole thing was over, he was at the party. Dancing, like nothing happened. It was just a regular night. He had him a good old time.
Right.
Yeah, that's some of that old black privilege.
Judge Joe Brown had me laughing on his take on it. Judge Joe Brown said she looked like a Gotham villain and shit. She was dressed like a Gotham villain, like she was a nemesis of Batman or something. Like he was going in, man.
Now her role on Gotham wasn't that bad. Fish Mooney was a pretty decent character, but a lot of that not seemed to parallel her real life menacing status.
And it's crazy if you ask women this whole situation, their version is completely different. Like
exactly,
they won't see her in that way. They're just going to see as what a woman can.
They'll look at the chivalry of the D, and it's way bigger than that,
But it also depends on what type of women, because a lot of these women that's commenting, he getting protecting his queen. These is like little hood rat trolls on the internet, man. You know what I'm saying? These not like real black women. You know what I'm saying? Real hard work. Most real black women said, like when I've asked just women I know who've been married and stuff and things, they've told me, just friends of mine and stuff like that, people just cool. They've told me that, I would have stopped my dude from fucking up his money. Would have told him like, wait, not now. Go check if you want to check him after the show. You know what I'm saying? Check his ass after on the intermission. Don't do it right now. This ain't the time for it. You know what I'm saying? And if a woman doing that for you, that means she really loves you. But remember, this is a narcissist. what did we say? What was the first rule about narcissists? We said first rule was don't trick yourself into thinking they genuinely give a fuck about you. They genuinely care. Because if a woman who cares about you, she gonna be like, even though, let's say, even if he was just offended, like before she was, like let's say he wasn't laughing the whole time, she would have been like, no, don't do it, baby, don't go up here. You know what I'm saying? Chill, this your moment.
Hey, he got up, she put her hand on her like.
Right, exactly. But she was the one, because he was laughing first. He was like, hell no, G.I. Jane. And he looked at her. Oh, shit. Oh, she ain't laughing.
Let me hop on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was over there crying. But let's go back.
Then he did the hip pivot like George Jefferson and walked the fuck on off.
He walked the fuck
off. Yeah. And he sashayed off after he hit him. He's switching.
Why you got a sashay?
That's how he did it. He was like, I did it.
You like that, Jay?
I did it. Y'all didn't think this. Y'all didn't think old Will would do it, did you? I did it. What? You know. Let's go to number 9. Question. Number 9 rule. Question. It says, question things that don't seem right. Basically, narcissistic people don't feel shame or regret like other people do. They have no problem lying, manipulating, and playing on your guilt or shame. If your narcissistic spouse tells you something that upsets you, take time to find out if it is true or not. One way a person with NPD can control you is to make you question what others think about you, or to sow seeds of doubt in your mind about your abilities. Don't fall for it. So they say question everything. So, you know what I'm saying? If, if you got just like that whole Will situation, he should have, like, man, he really didn't say, like, think about it. Let's say Will wasn't there. Let's say Will was a comedy event, right? And Jada just happened to pop up, her and her girlfriends, girl night out. They going to see, because remember, Chris Rock and Kevin Hart supposed to have a tour together, right? Let's say they popped out and he had the G.I. Jane joke, right? And said what he said. And then she got back and told Will, like, oh, man, Chris Rock was just going in on me. He just kept fucking with me the whole show. He was just roasting. He wouldn't stop. And like, what? Man, he was talking about my head, talking about this, talking about our kids, making up shit, right? Just lying, making it sound real bad. So then Will go out, you know what I'm saying, to shoot this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Or do something even worse to him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what basically this rule is. You gotta question everything a narcissistic spouse tells you. You can't just believe that shit off top, because I've been in them situations and people, I did knock motherfuckers out, and now when I thought about it, I'm like, damn, I really didn't have no reason to knock this motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going off of what this motherfucker told me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I didn't look, but then what they'll do is, if you question it, they're gonna look at you like, oh, you doubt me? You know what I'm saying? You ain't with me for real? You doubt me? So, man, like I say, if you in that type of relationship, hey, man, it's okay to start over, man, and kick rocks and do your thing, man, because I'm telling you, mentally, spiritually, everything, you're going to be a whole lot better. You're going to find a woman, you know what I'm saying, or a man that's, you know what I'm saying, that's more so cares about you. So you really should, you know what I'm saying, question yourself, you in that situation, man, because, you can get out. But let's go to number 10. Well, actually, let me ask y'all that. What do y'all think about that? Because we've all seen in the hood, and everywhere, situations where a female has lied and said somebody did something that they didn't, and then we see the other motherfucker either go to jail or die. So, what do y'all feel about
that? Damn. Well, man, it's just like you said. It's just best thing, really, to me. Staying isn't the best option. Because slowly you're just gonna keep driving yourself crazy, or just get yourself sick than a motherfucker. There's no reason to stay for that. Really build that strength up to do. It's stronger actually to leave and stay.
Yeah, man. I mean,
like I'm gonna say this from the lost person's point of view. If you're gonna stay with them and you're gonna hear them out and you're gonna question the shit that don't look right, be perfectly okay with knowing you're gonna have your intelligence insulted, right? So knowing they're gonna lie to you, ask them and just keep a clear head and don't let emotion be your reaction to the lie, because a lot of them emotional cues can bring that noise level up too. You know what I'm saying? So You still got to question the shit that you know ain't right. And if they insult your intelligence, find a way, like you said, to get all the facts or ignore that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That shit's gonna be hard to do though, because you think about it.
Oh
You
yeah, but that's why I was
cheated
arguing from
on.
the lost person's point of view, because the smart thing to do is hit the heel. But sometimes people be in situations to where like it might be better to ride out the situation to a certain point, like it ain't a good point to jump off.
Right. I feel you. Like, yeah, man. It's I'm telling you, it's your mental be all messed up in these type of relationships, man. And people are in them every day. A lot of people probably watching this might be in one right now. So that's what we definitely doing is helping people out. But number 10, know when it's time to get away from your narcissistic spouse. As difficult as it may seem to think about, sometimes the best solution to get away from your narcissistic spouse is maybe a short-term separation so that you can evaluate your own emotional and mental well-being and give yourself a chance to decide if continuing to pursue the relationship is a healthy option for you. On the other hand, if you know that your physical and or emotional safety is at risk, a permanent separation and ending the relationship could be the best course of action. 11, self-care. Begin to partake in activities that are geared towards caring for your mental, physical, and or emotional health. Your narcissistic partner may tell you that you are acting selfishly by tending to your own needs. However, it is crucial in maintaining relationships. Caring for yourself helps recharge you to give back to the relationship. Your self-care may include getting enough sleep, eating well, going to the gym, meeting with an individual therapist weekly to help process ongoing relationships, issues, and find support. And in 12, our last one here is reality testing. A narcissistic spouse may misguide you from time to time as they get caught up in their own personal fantasies or strong need for admiration. The ability to reality test, an essential skill taught in therapy, can help you overcome this and avoid being sideswept by your partner emotionally. Reality testing is the ability to distinguish your inner world from the outer. It allows us to better judge situations and improve the way we react. When your partner gets upset with you because you didn't fulfill their needs as their perception suggested, being able to challenge this by looking at the situation from a different angle can help give you space to reflect. Otherwise, you may begin to think negatively of yourself or begin to blame yourself for actions that were truly created by your partner. Okay, and so now, fellas, let's go back to 10 here. It says, know when it's time to get the hell away from your narcissistic partner. We all said, pretty much, man, you got to just, a lot of people don't know when the time is. That's probably the hardest thing is when to pull the plug. You know what I'm saying? I've been guilty of it myself. Staying in, a lot of people stay in relationships because of kids. That's one of the things I did. You know what I'm saying? Especially if, you like, you trying to stay in it, you got the kids there and stuff, and then you like, man, this gonna be difficult if we separate, and I gotta start over. They gotta be paying this and paying that, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes and women, for the most part, they stay in a relationship. Like for the women, like if they got a dude who brings home, the most of the relationship, they can be controlled by money. You know what I'm saying? They can have a dude who can be a narcissist and like, bitch, go ahead and leave. Who gonna pay for this? Who gonna buy you this? Who gonna buy you that? Where you gonna get this? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So they stay, for real. This happens all the time. So they stay in a relationship because they like, damn, man, he right. I ain't had to start over. I ain't got no skills. I ain't worked. He made it where I ain't have to work and just stay in the house and take care of these kids. So he got all the money, so he get to do what he want. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm not saying that kind of relationship is right or wrong, but I'm just saying, like, if it's a narcissist controlling it, manipulating you, if something, letting anybody manipulate about money, kids, anything, you know what I'm saying? That's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So what do y'all feel about that?
That situation that person, I know they just feel trapped. That's a bad situation to be in. Like, you don't see a way out of it at all.
When you think they should just pull the plug? Like, it's gonna be hard, but you just gotta like push through. You just gotta like make your mind up one day and just like, You know, basically, you pretty much got to have some self value and some self worth. You got to
Right.
have some self value and say, you know what, I don't deserve to be treated like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't, because if you stay in it, pretty much you agreeing that you deserve to be treated the way you getting treated. You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
it's like,
the best thing to do is take steps to that shit. Because like, if you feel like this is happening, you know you can't just jump out of it that easy. So you gotta, we'll say, get you a village, help you get your mental back together, get you back together to where you was, so you can elevate yourself to even get the hell out that situation.
so you say brief separation, and like it was saying, a brief
Yeah.
separation to go over, get your emotions back on track, and then decide what you really want to do.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's what's up. Swag, what you think, man?
That's what I was finishing up with before. Like sometimes when you're in a situation and you know there's maybe ties that binds or it might not be the best time to break away from it, find the inner peace that'll let you get to that point. Now a trial separation could work, but let's just say, okay, for example, like you said, perfect, Keith. Um, let's say you got another child that's not grown, or you got a child that's not grown, and maybe let's say they're in a teenager range,
Mm-hmm.
and you know you got maybe less than 6 or maybe less than 5 years to ride it out. That way you don't leave the child with a person that ain't really got that nurturing stock in them.
Right.
And so, you know, you got another 5 years, and then you'll be able to cut bait. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just coming up with schools of thought for how people can deal with it, because this is a thing, you know, and it's a big source of a lot of mental unstillness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Now this list was compiled. I got this from BetterHelp. You know, a lot of people heard of BetterHelp for the mental. It's a site, you know, to help you with your mental and everything like that. So, you know, dealing with depression and things like that. But yeah, you're right. Some people like, man, I'm just gonna ride it out. The kids, this is freshmen in high school. I'm gonna ride it out as soon as they get out of, you know what I'm saying? As soon as they graduate, now they old enough to, you know what I'm saying, they could tell you something wrong. And generally, even if somebody is a narcissist as far as a spouse, that usually may not transfer to the kids. You know what I'm saying? They could be a good father or a good mother. You know what I'm saying? Because there have been cases like that where they be a great mother, great parent. You got no complaints about their parenting, but as far as you and them, y'all just can't really.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
that's fair.
you know, but I'm just saying, and I guess in Will Jada's case, they kids, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
she that kind of narcissist to where, you know, maybe nothing.
you know, her kids, I mean, I put it this way, I don't want to talk about nobody's kids, but you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying on the comedy side of the game.
Yeah, that's why I backed away.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say what you probably would think of. Well, kids do mimic behavior, though. They mimic what they see
That's
around
true.
them.
Right. And
That's
then
true.
if they get it unfiltered without another parent to give them another school of thought on it, maybe that's not ideal for an adolescent teenager, you know?
Yeah,
And
man.
for them, it might be too late.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but especially if you cut the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Because you probably, I mean, with the narcissistic person being a female in this situation, in the situation we're discussing, I wouldn't want to leave an offspring with them, unwatched, unsupervised. You know,
right? If they like, you talking about like if they school age kids?
Hell yeah, especially when you've been in a long ass relationship like that, and when you look at the big picture, this is only that much on a ruler this long, you know, ride it out, sit still, then either cut out with them or get them off on their own, and you cut out for your own health and safety mentally.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? This is kind of uncharacteristic because most guys, to be honest with you, that have money like that and they getting treated this way, they get the fuck out of there.
Exactly.
So that's how you know it is some kind of control there.
Exactly. Because my thing is this. One thing, though, you know, if like you said, we was putting it from an angle, let's say it's only 4 or 5 years left, but still you got to think of this. It still impacts the kids because kids are not dumb. If they see you capitulate to the bullshit, What you think they gonna do when they get in their relationships? Oh, I seen dad be a little bitch, so I'm gonna be a bitch. Let my girl run me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna stay there. I'm gonna let this bitch do whatever she want to do to him. Or if it's female, I'm gonna let niggas do whatever they want to do to me. They can cheat on me all day.
It's
I'm gonna stick in there because I saw my parents do that, and they get a false sense of sticking in there. That's what I'm saying. Like, could it? I mean, because I think it's two angles to it. Like, I think it's good to stay in there, but at the same time, you staying in there may not make things better for your kids because that, like you said, kids mimic. So if they see your mom's, put it this way, if the woman in the relationship, she doing the most, she coming in at 6 a.m, she doing all this, or the dude, he coming in at 6 a.m, what you think they gonna do, or what they gonna put up with the same thing? It's like, oh well, I see my mom put up with it, I'm gonna do it, or I see my dad do this, so I'm gonna do it. But so that's why you kind of gotta weigh it, because I think when you get out the situation, I think that does show kids like, well, I mean, why did y'all? You could tell them like, well, we broke up because of this, this, and this. And they'd be like, oh, okay. Oh, so I know dad just ain't gonna put up with no bullshit. I ain't about to put up with no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let no woman treat me any kind of, or man treat me any kind of way just because. So I think you're right. It's some kind, you gotta have a kind of a balance too. I don't think it's right or wrong. I think hanging in there could do more damage than leaving though. I'm thinking.
But you can't just go into the last 5 years winging it, hoping it gets better. You gotta have a work ethic and a game plan, and
exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
you need a village.
Yeah,
you have to do it in steps. Is what you say.
Yeah, you have to get that.
Like, okay, I'm about to slowly pull up out of this.
Yeah,
right. Because I'm saying, like, some people, man, y'all know relationships where people be clowning, man. Like, and kids ain't smart. I mean, kids ain't smart. Kids is smart. Kids is smart. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I had a little dyslexic moment. But kids are smart, so they know, you know what I'm saying, if somebody is not treating their mother or their father right, or they're not getting treated, because they can feel your energy. They can feel how y'all react, you know what I'm saying, interact together, and you know what I'm saying, and things like that. If things is cool, like if y'all get along good and everything, and you know, the kids will pick up on that, like, oh, they get along pretty good. But then you like, damn, mom's always sad. Damn, pop's always sad.
Yeah, but it's also a good opportunity to show how to be assertive too, which is the way you should be in those type of situations.
Yeah, assertively get your ass up out of
there.
Let me show you a assertive move right here. I can't do it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it is, you know, that's an adult move. It's a move of the heart, you know what I'm saying? So, what you say, C? On it.
I say at the end of the day, no matter what, it's going to affect them, whether you stay or leave in that situation. So, not to be selfish. Sometimes you got to make yourself happy.
Yeah, but I think communication is key too. You know, you got to communicate with them and let them know what's what. You know, because otherwise they might feel like, oh, they just left because they don't like me, or just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you talk to them, you got to talk to them and tell them, like, you know, what's what, and they'll, you know. But I got that was good, man. But another quick question here. Well, actually, I don't have a quick question, but actually, this is the We Get High, our special edition round table talk for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no red table talk for y'all. We just got some round table, some real
black table talk.
The black table talk.
Now this the red table talk over here, man. It's the red table.
But yeah, man. I mean, really, it's no way. I guess, you know, we all can't be. I guess we can't. You know, everybody want to be a Monday morning quarterback. You know, you can't really say it till. You know, I feel like you can't really say it till you in this situation. We could all say what we would have did in hindsight and whatever like that. I've been in a situation like that, but still, it's a different. He on a different level to me. This man playing with millions of dollars and got sponsors. So you know what I'm saying, like. We can all say what we would have did or could have did, but you know, I guess he got to do what he has to do, and then he got to do some soul searching on his own. But from the outside looking in, I think the best thing the brother can do is get the fuck on, and you know what I'm saying, you know, like you said, slowly start doing that process of, you know what I'm saying, getting things together. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't just got to just jump and leave, but like maybe work on some real marital counseling, but I don't know, like I said, it's kind of gonna be hard with a narcissist type person to do that. So, you know, probably start getting with his lawyer and, you know, his accountant and start moving some stuff around. You know what I'm saying? Some accounts around, taking some people off some accounts. And you know, he might have to bite that Dr. Dre bullet, man. You know what I'm saying? And but Dre got off pretty good though, so he need to call Dre and get his lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Dre got off pretty good because remember he was supposed to get. She wanted half and she didn't get half. You know what I'm saying? I guess you know because she wasn't there the whole time he was making the hits, but he probably needs to call Dre, man, and be like, man, what's your name, your lawyer, man?
He said, hey, Doc, I need some advice.
He don't need to call Tiger Woods' lawyer. He be like, no, I don't call Tiger lawyer. Don't call. She ended up with half, more than half, 60 for 60-40 on that. This fool he had to split what, $1 billion?
Yep.
For somebody who was a nanny, and now she got half of that.
Who?
His Tiger Woods, remember ex-wife? She was a nanny.
That's how he met her. Oh, she got half?
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Tiger was going. That's why I said Tiger was going through it.
Hey, he was good for it though. That motherfucker, that shit barely touched his ass.
You know,
yeah, but he's still a billionaire, probably. Shit.
Yeah, but still, he made a nanny a multi-millionaire. Shit, you know. So,
hey man, he wanted his Viking queen. Sometimes
he got her. I ain't gonna lie. He got her. I ain't gonna lie. He got her. I mean, like, yeah, and you know, he probably gonna get more paper because I think his son playing golf now and stuff.
Yeah, Charlie's playing. I think the girl playing too.
Yeah. But yeah, I tell man, Will, don't call Tiger lawyer. You better call Dre lawyer.
Hell yeah.
MJ lawyer, shit like that.
Y'all want to add anything on the end of this one, man?
Well, man, I want to give Will a little grace, man, because he's dealing with a lot. Even though I don't like the optics of it, you know, I still feel like a better them than me thing.
Yeah.
Better you than me.
What you got? See your final words.
My final words. I say in about a month or two, maybe this will go silent, and he'll be able to build back on it. I personally don't see him leaving her at all, and he just gonna continue to go through that, you know.
Yeah.
So I wish him luck.
Yeah, man. We wish you luck, Will, man. Much respect, man. Because you know, he's starting a lot of movies that I like, man. And you know, I think as far as an actor, he's a good, you know, he's pretty decent as an actor, you know. I hate to see the brother going through that. But if he chooses to stick with her, man, you know, I think he should definitely invest in his mental and emotional health and get him you know, he probably already got a personal therapist.
Right.
Yeah.
Or he need to get a better one, man. He probably need to double book some sessions or something, man. But yeah, he has a lot on his plate, man. I mean, think about it. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, but also another thing though is, I think with hopefully going forward, hopefully his wife won't be putting a business out because a lot of this basically is her, you know, putting the business out on Red Table Talks and all that.
Yeah, so. This motherfucker's scheduled for the next one.
Oh no, stupid!
Y'all ain't know that?
Yeah, man.
And that's also another thing that had me thinking that maybe this shit could have been a rollout to kick back up the Table Talks, but Table Talks don't need it. I don't get it. Why would this gentleman sit down when the last time he was at that table, he had the facial expression of what the fuck happened at the Oscars?
Right. Yeah, man. I just don't think that's gonna be healthy. Keep putting like they keep feeding the machine. You know what I'm saying? I guess they're trying to keep.
People are glutton for punishment, man.
Yeah.
I just hope none of this pushes him to the edge. You know what I mean? To like doing something to himself. I mean, we all enjoyed it.
Close to the edge.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, man. You're right about that, man. So, you know, definitely, if you're in that type of relationship, you know, make sure you take care of your mental, man. Make sure you do what you got to do for that. And then once again, another great episode of the Weekend High Podcast. We thank you for rocking with us. We probably gonna have drop another episode earlier in the week. Hopefully we can get that together and we'll get back on the current events because I know y'all love the current events we do. But this was a special episode. We had to throw our 3 cents in with the rest of the motherfuckers out here in these YouTube streets.
Yeah.
But
we had to, I mean, this shit happened right after we got off the air and shit.
Right, that shit was crazy.
We had to wait a whole a week news cycle. But I'm glad we sat down because I unpacked some shit too just then. So
right.
Always a pleasure, gents.
All right. Once again, we're gonna check y'all in these streets. Hit the like and subscribe button. Definitely make sure you hit that like and subscribe. We appreciate you, and also definitely subscribe and hit that like. Like I said, we appreciate it like a mug. You down below, you see the email address if you want to contact us. We're gonna have, like I say, more a lot of good stuff coming up, man. So y'all just hang tight with us. Weekend High Podcast. Your boy K, your boy Swag CT. We out.
Adieu.